Greetings from the road. I'm at Gadsden, Alabama Regional Airport, and in 12 years of hauling, I've never had anything quite like this. You're looking at about a 5 to 6 year build at 40 hours a week. This is Keith. This is his son. And I think you probably helped him out on this, right, Pro?
A little bit.
A little bit. He's going to explain to you this belly pan racer that looks like it was made back in the day, but it was made recently, and basically it was made in the manner that it would have been made back in the day, and pretty much over 95% of it is all original. And Keith's going to explain to you what he did, his inspiration. We'll start with the shifter. Shifter's up by the steering wheel. Now check this out.
The shifter mechanism that is in the driver compartment. But to go through the pattern, see how it moves the stick, go to one side and then pull it up for reverse, back, first, go to the other side of the pattern, and it goes the other into the other two gears.
Now this is connected by a rod mechanism, and I'll come around this side and show you the connecting rod mechanism, which this is what someone would have shaft patterned back in the day. Look at the joint there. And then here's the shifter. Yeah. Now I could never fit in here. Look at that wood. He's even got period wood holding up the hood. That's just wild.
The clutch pedal on a Model A is extremely long, and there's quite a bit of leverage because you're pushing down. But in this, I couldn't do the leverage, so I did a compound lever on the shifter.
So we're going to depress the clutch. Here's the clutch. It's a combination of like a cable that transitions to a rod.
Transition to a rod, correct. And then it goes. I had to do, like I said, a compound lever so it would have enough force to mash within the.
So there's your gear selector and your clutch. Now what can you tell me about the motor?
It's all Model A running gear. I bought a rolling chassis with an engine and just started taking it apart. The frame rails are reversed.
He reversed the frame rails and then he cut them
to fit in. Yeah,
so they'd fit inside. And then you'll notice here how he had to take and bend them. How did you do that? Did you heat them, or what did you do?
I made me a template out of wood of the inner part of the tank. I laid it on the ground, just old school, and I cut it. And I bent it just a little bit, tack welded it, cut it, bent it just a little bit, tack welded it till I ended up with this nice form on both sides that fit right in the cockpit.
Do you get enough air to the radiator?
Well,
no, I'm just wondering because the seat back's there.
Well,
you know
we raced at the Race of Gentlemen in New Jersey last year.
This was at Trog in New Jersey last year. How'd you do?
Well, I raced against a V8, and of course he beat me, but hey, it was all about having a good time.
Now, where was Trog last year?
In Wildwood, New Jersey.
Okay, and the year before, wasn't it on the West Coast at the shore?
They've done it every year in New Jersey, but they also do another one on the California shore.
So there's a California one, but the original one, the one that started, is on the East Coast.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
So you had to put things, all the components where they had to go. It's not where you wanted them to go.
Right, in the belly pan.
It had to fit within the confines. The batteries here, it's a 6-volt system, positive ground, and that was an experience there. I've never put a positive on a ground without sparks, but Henry Ford did that so you wouldn't get corrosion.
Right.
And so I tried to keep it as period correct as it might have been.
How did you source your belly tank? Where did you come up with that at?
Just looking online one day, and I think it was an eBay item, I believe.
Yeah, we found an old eBay item and sent him a message, and we just happened to have a friend that was going out to Houston and coming back, so it worked out that he was able to bring it back for us. And then everything else was either sourced at a swap meet or online as well. We went through tons and tons of parts, just trying to find the right thing that would fit. I think that's like the 3rd or 4th gas tank we went through, trying to find one that would actually fit in this location. And
now the intake and the header, of course, I fabricated all of that, but it had to fit inside the confines of the shell, as I said before. So,
Again, and that seems to be the big challenge here, was getting this to fit.
everything had to go.
It had to go within the shell.
yeah,
But this was all, like I said, I fabricated all of this. Put the fan on the crankshaft, because on the water pump here, it would have stuck out the shell, and plus your head's right here, so that wouldn't have been.
so you get about 20 minutes of run time before it starts getting too hot. Normally they would have just had a big water tank inside of them that
Right.
would circulate the water, and so we did about the same thing. We get about the same time.
What have you had this up to, do you think?
I never went out of second gear.
Right.
The beach was the fastest I've been, and it was quite rough, and so we just made a pass, and it. I couldn't say how fast it goes, but I don't care to go as fast.
No, I know, but probably 30, 35.
35, yeah.
Yeah.
And people ask the top speed, and you know it's got to be close to what a Model A would do, because it's the total running gear.
What do you got for brakes? Just front?
No, rear brakes. I changed it to the 40-something Model Ford backing plates, and that gave it hydraulic brakes.
Right.
I fabricated those to it. No brakes on the front,
So you got no brakes on the front.
and in fact the beam is reversed also, because
You flip.
if I would have put it, I flipped it.
You flip
If I
the
would have
axle.
put this back here, it would have been, and you couldn't put the pedals in.
Right. Right.
And when you cut it, you better make sure that's where it goes, because you don't get a second chance.
So how many do-overs did you have on this? What was the tuition that you paid to do this? How many times did you have to do things over again?
Well, really, it all went very smooth. Even the sheet metal on the, see, all of this sheet metal was fabricated also,
Right.
and I patinaed it to look like the original. But it has a. This is the part where the tank accepted the wing. So this tank went on the plane this direction. With the
Okay.
wing out.
Okay.
F-84 Thunderjet.
That's where the tank came off
That's what
of.
the tank came off of.
Now, are you a pilot?
No. But I do work at a facility right here. We paint airplanes.
How did you come up? How'd you fab the tail?
The tail was on it,
It was on the.
but the tunnel wasn't.
Okay.
So I took a piece of wood to a guy, and I knew I needed it this size to this size, and he put it on a lathe and turned it out for me. I put this in a form that I built, hammered it down, and it came out with this nice shape.
So I'm doing the math here. I'm figuring 40 hours a week.
Oh no, I work at my job 40 hours a week. This
Okay.
was just evenings.
So what would you say? Maybe 8 hours a night, maybe
Nah,
300. Well, you've got to have at least 5,000 hours in this.
it'd be hard to.
I would say, wouldn't you?
About 2 to 4 hours a night, and then on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
weekends maybe 8 hours.
But 6 years.
And,
But now a lot of it
got a lot.
was just sitting and trying to figure things out.
Right, figuring it out in your head on what you were going to do. Would you do this again?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun to do.
Figuring out the mechanical parts. I'm a mechanical guy.
Yeah.
And Logan is also. I passed it on to him. So, yeah, I enjoy this.
So there may be another one in the works for you.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. Myself, I don't know if I can. What I could do to top this one.
Yeah.
I feel like it was it did come out period correct.
Now, what year did you start this and what year did you finish it?
Logan, do you know?
Finished it in 2018, and we started it around 2012, 2013 is when we first bought the tank.
Wow.
It took us a year to get the tank here, just about. And so
The tank sat in the driveway for quite a while
Yeah.
at my trailer, and I didn't fool with it. In fact, I almost gave up on the project, but then one day it just sparked.
Well, I'll tell you, whether you see this on Instagram or Facebook, and Logan followed me on both, and that's how he contacted me to transport this, make some comments about this, because I'll tell you what these guys did, it's just amazing what they've done, and I know you folks out there appreciate it, and give some feedback. Let them know what you think, because I'll tell you, I probably will never haul anything quite like this again. And to have it done relatively recently is just amazing, because it certainly doesn't have that look. I mean, we'll give you a walk around here. This is just really cool. And this is going to a company near Chicago, right?
Yes, sir.
And they're going to have it on display in their lobby, and then it's going to be like their promotional vehicle for their company. Mm-hmm. Is it a automotive themed company or a?
It is. Yep.
Oh, okay. Pretty damn cool, folks. Well, I'll get you in there with your dad. So this will wrap up on a Sunday at the airport. And again, leave some feedback. I've never asked this before for any video I've shot, and I've shot literally hundreds, if not thousands. Let these guys know what you think of their build. I think it's pretty damn cool, and I'm sure they'd like to hear from you. That's it, everybody. Have a good day.